Apple just paid Google $1 billion to replace OpenAI in Siri. And this is huge. It matters for every single AI builder out there. There's a reason why they've gone for this, because Gemini 3 has beaten OpenAI on all of their benchmarks. Or I don't know all, but like quite a few of them at the very least, to say that Apple wants to replace their OpenAI relationship with Google's Gemini. And Google is their competitor, mind you, on a lot of different platforms, a lot of different fields, especially the mobile application market, mobile OS market. And still, they have determined that Gemini 3 far outweighs OpenAI in terms of its capabilities, right? And it outweighs in terms of speed, in terms of accuracy, and specifically in terms of mobile optimization. This is a very important one, right? How is Gemini able to accomplish this? How is it able to beat OpenAI that has a huge amount of funding, right? And a lot of runway before Gemini even became close to competing with OpenAI's models. The reason for this is because Google owns infrastructure, and infrastructure is going to be the next big battleground for AI. And we know this already with all the different data centers that are popping up with this huge energy shortage that people are talking about. It's evident that people or companies that own infrastructure are the ones that are going to proceed and get ahead of the game. Google, because they own infrastructure, Gemini models are able to run a lot more cost efficiently and effectively and have better accuracy and costs compared to every other competitor. OpenAI, Anthropic, their models run on NVIDIA GPUs, which are not as good as TPUs that Google has. And Google owns the infrastructure, so everything works together. They are able to offer their LLMs for a lot less than what OpenAI and Anthropic are able to. And it's specifically because of their mobile optimization. That is the biggest reason why Apple has decided that Gemini wins this game. Because speed, accuracy obviously matters, but mobile optimization, because most people are actually using their AI from mobile, right? They're chatting with it, they're sending audio files to Gemini, to Anthropic, to OpenAI, to Siri as well, in fact. So this mobile optimization game is where Google really won the game and prompted Apple to end the long-term relationship that they had with OpenAI. And this means a lot of things, especially for AI builders. It's like, what should you be focusing on? Especially if you are building applications yourself, if you are building workloads, AI workloads yourself, this means that you should also be thinking about mobile optimization. We all know about costs. We all know about accuracies, and this is something that we need to watch out for. But mobile optimization is what really wins the game, and Apple's invested $1 billion into it because they know that this is the game. So keep this in mind. Gemini 3 particularly, I know a lot of people are not fans of Gemini and they're just very used to OpenAI's APIs and their models. But thing is, in the long term, especially when you scale, this matters significantly. Mobile optimization matters. The small cost reduction matters. The small increases in accuracy matters. And now that Gemini instantly has, 1.5 billion users coming in, it's going to get a lot more effective. The very key reason why Apple is also going towards Gemini instead of OpenAI, for example, is because on Apple's own cloud infrastructure, they have access to Gemini models. So Gemini models are actually not going to run on Google's servers. They are going to run on Apple's cloud servers. And this is an effort for Apple's data privacy protection stance, so that they are able to run these LLMs on their own infrastructure. They're able to own the data. The data never goes to Gemini, or it doesn't go to Google. Whereas right now, if you were using Siri with OpenAI powering in the background, OpenAI runs these OpenAI models are run on their own servers, on Microsoft servers particularly. And there's a little bit of a theme or a game going on with OpenAI and Microsoft at the moment. They're not able to get ahead of the market at least as much as Google is able to. Very, very clearly. And so there's a bit of a data privacy protection thing going on that Apple clearly did not like from OpenAI. So in this way, Apple is able to run Gemini models on their own infrastructure, right? Their own cloud infrastructure. They get the power of Gemini 3, and they get to keep all the data. None of that goes into Google's servers. So These are some of the biggest things, and you should be watching out for this as an AI builder as well. Consider Gemini models, consider Gemini 3 models. Because of this deal, I think Gemini 3 or Google's models are going to get significantly better. And because of this deal, this is going to cause a shift in the market, because everyone knows that Apple is it's a trendsetter. Whatever Apple does, every other company copies. So I believe a lot of people are going to be going towards Gemini for this particular reason, simply because Apple is going into it. Let's disregard the actual metrics that they've used. But because Apple has made the move, because they've invested $1 billion into it, OpenAI has called like a code red, I think, back in December 2025. So not looking too good for OpenAI, but it is looking really, really good for most of us end users or most of us builders, because we know and we have validated from industry which direction we need to be taking. And you should be looking out for this as well.